there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Most women find a range of body types attractive. This episode is sponsored by the Oracle of Khemsa Nu, the new novel by Master Yao and Yamache Morris. The new age has come. The powerful 9 deities of the Tree of Life have commanded the elementals to help restore Earth from ruin. New races of man are born from fire, earth, air, and water, each with a special mission, especially the Asuo race. They are tasked with restoring the Oracle portal connecting the Earth to the ancestor sphere of Asamando. Failure will bring the dreaded convergence of fate worse than death, but the Great Spirit is kind. And in success, man stands to experience 1,000 years of paradise. But will humanity accept the offer? This novel has story elements ranging from science fiction to fantasy to the supernatural. The scope of the action is expansive with great characters, fight scenes, eroticism, and thought-provoking metaphysics. There is even subtle commentary on real-life issues. I highly recommend this book. A link to purchase this epic novel is in the description box. See, I'm gonna tell you what. Yes, I preach body game, of course. But if y'all really listen to me, the people who listen to me know I just say get the best body for your type. But the thing to understand about women is this. They have a range of body types that they will sleep with. Most women. You get some women, they strict. If you ain't that particular type, they don't want to mess with you. And that's cool, but most women are open. And the best way to understand this is this. They really just like men. Okay, yeah, we want that dime. We want that fine woman or whatever we consider a dime, right? But we also have some woman we'll look at and say, yeah, I could do her. Women are the exact same way. They can sleep with a range of men because that's what it comes down to, that they find physically attractive. Indeed, a best indication of that is a woman with multiple children by multiple fathers. Now, if you look at them, I've seen instances. I've seen women like that. You'll get one son, they'll have 2 sons. One is like real tall, real buff and everything. But then they'll have the other son. He's slim. He's slim. He's small and slim. So obviously the woman slept with both types of men, both types of fathers. See, a lot of times what a lot of men think, they think women got this super ideal, which they do. They do, but they don't understand women are also pragmatic and they can also turned on by different types of men, different types of body builds. They have a range. Now what they do have a certain threshold that they won't go past. And it could be based on anything. It could be based on height. I mean, that's a thing. Like you might have a woman say, well, I want a 6'2" man. But then they'll marry a dude who might be 5'6", who might be tearing them up in the bedroom. They're open like that. Or they might say they want that super muscular man, but they getting torn up by a slim man. They have a range. But see, what's happening with a lot of guys, they'll see they only focusing on just, that top range. They's focusing on Chads and Tyrones. And that's cool. Yeah, women going crazy over them, but all women don't like that. And I'm going to tell you something else too. That's not even what all women's type is any damn way. Some women like a big dude. It depends on the woman. If somebody, see, I'm going to tell you what a lot of guys need to do is sit down and pay attention to women, period. Get to know some women. See, a lot of guys thinking some stuff based on, they on the outside looking in. They're not paying attention to little small things. Like the things you pay attention to is I always talk about going to a mall. And when you see a woman pushing a baby carriage and she walking around with presumably the father, pay attention to that man. Especially look at the kids, look at the father. Say, okay, do they resemble? Okay, those are his kids. You know? It's not always like that perfect dude. It ain't always like that fashion model dude. You know? And the thing is, if you talk to that woman, that's exactly what she likes. Because they have a range. They're not limited. That woman's nature really isn't to be limited. It's a man's nature to be limited. If we say we like a specific type, we stick with it. But that's our nature. Our nature is to be linear anyway. You know, even that number thing. Women don't really use that, that 10 scale unless they having a conversation with a man and they doing it to communicate. When women look at a man, they be like, in their eyes, he's like, they'll use terms like shiny, regular, sexy, fine, husband, cute. Yeah, they'll call a guy ugly, attractive, unattractive. They use adjectives, but they'll have a range of men they'll see as an adjective. Now, if you really want to understand that, the best way to understand that, any man who has female friends, let me say something about that real quick. Let me say something, a little bit of a tangent. You get some guys, they were like, oh, I don't have any female friends, all of that. No, even pimps know. Pimps and real players will always keep a few females just on a friend's thing, because they will tell you a lot. And then even if you don't have to be like super close, just know them and then sit back and pay attention. Sit back and pay attention when you at work. Like if you on a job and you got a bunch of women, trust me, they got an office fuck file. All you have to do is sit back and see who they paying attention to. And then if you know a woman in particular, especially, they will tell you. Now, I'm gonna tell you what, and nobody can challenge me on this. I've known women intimately since I was little. I'd just be around them and I had no problems with it. And it's amazing. I could see a woman deal with maybe 5 men. And I say 90% of them, if they dealt with 5 men or multiple men, this men always look different. It's like, damn, there's no chain, no commonality among most of them. Most of them. There's some women, once they get their type, they stick with it. But like I said, most women got multiple types, or somebody call it open type. I've seen that said before. And it's like, you look at them, it's like, well, hold up. That one dude she was messing with was a pretty boy. This next one, well, yeah, I don't know. That one dude looked like he work out all the time. That other dude looking like, he's chill. In fact, I knew a very attractive woman like that. I call her about an 8. I remember she was dealing with this one guy one time, because I knew the guy, and people would call him a Chad. I mean, he had money, he had all that stuff. But then she actually dropped him for this guy who wasn't as tall and had a little bit of weight on him and stuff. And he matched the other guy. But I was checking her behavior. She was smiling more with the second one. She was smiling. She was happy. Whatever he was doing, she was hollering. I put it like that. Just as an aside, fellas, one of the greatest things you could learn is when a woman is getting done well. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's how I could tell what's up, because I'll just pay attention. If anytime a woman's talking about a guy or hanging around a guy, I'm just peeping her body language and I'm peeping her energy. And it's a range. It's a range. A lot of guys just focus on that one type, but like I said, if you get out and really pay attention and actually know some women, different things turn them on. And what I've always said anyway, it depends. You don't know what her imprint is. Like, I know a woman, very attractive, young lady, very attractive. I put in that 7-8 range, 7. And a lot of guys would see her and think she would get a certain type of guy, but the guy she get would be considered, quite frankly, incel by other people. quite frankly. But one thing about this young lady, you know, she was a swan. She was a swan. And a swan is just a woman who's maybe ugly as a child, ugly and overweight as a child, but then grew into something more attractive. She was a definite swan. So my point is, you don't know, ultimately you don't know that woman. Now, how can a guy use all this knowledge? Simple. Get in your best shape. Get in your best shape and pay attention to what you see and shoot your shot, whatever. You don't know what that woman like. You don't know what that woman like. You know, don't assume that you gotta be this and that, because that's why I say look for your tribe. Look for the women who are feeling you. And you'd be surprised, even that woman feeling you, she could mess with you, but then the guy before you look nothing like you, and the guy after you will look nothing like you or built nothing like you. And guys gotta understand this, all right? So anyway, that's all we got for today. And I want y'all to think on this, all right? And get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings. Purchase the novel, The Oracle of Khemsa Nu, and check out the world of Khemsa Nu at oraclekhemsanu.com.